If we don't set up our environment for success, our environment is automatically set up for us to fail.
An act of faith is setting the environment based on who you want to become because you're telling the universe that you're ready to receive it.
Welcome to True Thought Talk, where we explore the ideas that shape your life and help you uncover what's holding you back. I'm Jose Rojas, and I'm here with my co-host,
Joanna.
And today we're talking about something that affects every one of us in ways we might not even realize. The power of your environment. Whether it's your physical space, the people you surround yourself with, or even the information you consume, your environment plays a huge role in your results. If you've ever wondered why it feels hard to break old habits or reach your goals, your environment might be the missing piece. In this episode, we're diving into the spaces and people around you can either help or hold you back, and what you can do to start creating an environment that pushes you towards success. So let's jump right in. So Joanna, let's start off with, what is environment?
I love a quote that Bob Proctor, our mentor, used to use a lot, and it's environment is but our looking glass. Environment is the reflection of what's going on inside of us. It's a reflection of our standards. It's a reflection of the things we're allowed and we're not allowed in our life. So it is a very important thing to be aware in order for you to make the jump and to create the results that you really want in your life. That's what I think environment is for me. What about you?
I agree. Environment is definitely a reflection of what's going on inside of us. And until we change the inside, the outside doesn't change. But also, we have to understand that our environment, the physical things that we can hear, see, smell, taste, and touch, are also influencing what's going on into our mind. Our environment is there because of what's inside of our mind. And what's inside of our mind is there also because of our environment. And it's until we actually make a change in somewhere in our environment is when we will start to make the change on the inside.
So basically, environment is like everything, every information that comes through your senses.
And Joanna, how does your physical environment impact your motivation and productivity on a daily basis?
Huge. I think environment impacts your productivity, your energy. Think about every time you get home and a lot of stuff around your house, all this clutter and everything that is coming through your eyes and through your ears and through your senses are giving you information and telling you something about your environment. So, if your environment is full of stuff that you don't need, that you don't use, that it doesn't serve any purpose in your life, you're always gonna feel overwhelmed and you're gonna feel like there's so much to take care of that, you're gonna feel overwhelmed. So it's very, very important to learn to open a space for those things and people that we really need in our environment to grow to where we really want to grow.
That makes complete sense.
What do you think?
And I agree with that. And that actually ties into the next question that I really wanted to talk about today, which are, what are some signs that your environment is holding you back from achieving your goals? And like you said, when you have so much clutter, you have a lot of clutter in your mind as well. And when you don't have clarity in your mind and you have clutter in your mind, it's going to make you feel overwhelmed from taking action on your goals. Instead, I can tell you a lot of times it's happened to me where I promised myself that I was going to do this goal achieving activity, this activity that's going to take me closer to my goals. But there was something in my environment that said, no, I got to do this before I do my goal achieving activity. And then all of a sudden I caught myself doing the thing, taking longer than I expected, and I never got to my goal achieving activity. And then I just said, I just didn't have any time. But I think it's really important to state that if we don't set up our environment for success, our environment is automatically set up for us to fail. What do you think?
I completely agree with you. I think it's so important to be intentional with our environment and always set your environment intentionally based on the person and the life that you really want to live. Because a lot of the times we are allowing people and circumstances to dictate our environment. But we need to understand that in order for us to get to where we really want to get and to become who we really want to become, we have to set this environment. We have to set the environment before these things come. And if we don't make a space and we set the environment and we put those boundaries of who we are allowing into our lives, like even what kind of opinions we accepting, who we asking for advice, what are the information that we're consuming, how our space look. All that is environment, and an act of faith is setting the environment based on who you want to become, because you're telling the universe that you're ready to receive it. It's like when you're expecting visitors at home, you prep your house, you prep the environment to receive people. So in order for you to receive what you want, you have to prep your environment for those results to feel welcome in your life. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that ties into the next question, which was how can the people you surround yourself with influence your success or failure?
Do you ever have to get rid of a relationship in your life that you feel like it was really not serving you anymore
Yeah.
for the
I mean,
person and the results that you were working on? Like, how was your experience with that, and how did you really set boundaries?
so yeah, I definitely did. But when I think of relationships, I include friendships as well. Not just like, in a romantic relationship, but also a
No,
friendship.
yeah.
And I would say it happened more in the friendship space for me. As I leveled up, since I was young, I've always had that ability to be able to just, okay, I'm at the next level now. What do I got to do here? My focus has always been on what do I got to do? I always had an intention, a goal. And sometimes the people who were no longer in harmony with that vision and that goal that I had would just kind of slowly fade away because they were doing their own thing. And that's okay. That's how life is, in my opinion, is you just got to keep focused, and the people that are supposed to be around you during that time are going to be around you, and the people who have to fade away will start to fade away on themselves when you start to, I'm not going to say when you start to focus on yourself, but when you start to focus on your vision, on your dreams, on the things that you want to achieve in life, right? So, it's just keeping that attitude of what is my goal, where am I going, and you're focused on that, and you're not letting those thoughts, those ideas that come into your mind when you're on this journey of maybe I'm not hanging out with this person enough, or maybe this person thinks that they don't want me to be around them. And you got to kick those thoughts out of your mind, because those are just sabotaging thoughts that are going to keep you stuck.
Yeah. And I think it's so important also to understand that to don't take those changes personal, because as we start growing and you start growing your level of awareness and you start growing as a person, and there is going to be people that has to fade away from your life because they don't match that. And it's not good or bad, or it's not like they're bad people or they're good people. It's just getting very neutral with that situation and just knowing that, you know what, I am vibrating in a different level now, and I need to make a space for people that is vibrating at that level. They say if you're the best in your environment, you're in the wrong environment, because if you don't put yourself around people that motivates you, that empower you, that push you to do better, you're gonna get very tired and frustrated trying to pull all that people to your level, instead of you being motivated and inspired by the people that is where you want to go.
Definitely. I agree with that. Totally. So, what are 3 simple changes you can make to your environment today to support your growth?
I think one of the first things we should do in order to change environment is to get very clear on the person you want to become. What is your goal? Who you want to be? And to start really checking on what are the environment of a person with those results. What kind of people they hang out with, what information they consume, what people they follow on social media, who they listen to. One of the things that helped me so much to change my environment was get a coach in your life. Get a people that really help you to upscale your mindset, because that's the purpose of coaching. Is the mentor's job is to bring the mentor up to the mentor's mindset. So sometimes we don't have nobody in our actual environment that has that mentality, and we need to look for people that really push us there.
My life definitely changed when we got a coach. Literally, when you're working by yourself, at least for me, you feel like you have all the information at your disposal. And when we read information that we can use, it makes us feel more confident to be able to, okay, now I can do this. But the problem is not getting the information. The problem is doing the information. And that's what's really helped me getting a mentor and a coach is my mentor gave me direction on what I need to do and how to do it and what to focus on and not to focus on. And sometimes when you're by yourself, there's so many things to focus on that you're like, what, okay, but do I do this or do I do this or do it? And then it just leads to overwhelm and not doing anything.
And you know, like I said, like I never had people around me or in my family, in my circle of friends that really have this type of information. I never knew about how my mind works until I get coaching. So I know there is a lot of people listening out there. They probably are the first person in their family that want to create great wealth, you know. So you cannot pretend to create something that you never been around the same environment you've been your whole life. So you need to put yourself in those environments. So start looking to people that have the results that you want and start really mimic their environment. Go to the places that people hang around.
So that would be the second thing that people can do. A simple change is put themselves
into that environment. And in the beginning, it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel
like
uncomfortable.
If they want to build greater wealth, go into a wealthy environment. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, like start joining and putting yourself out there. Because in order for you to become something, you need to really experience the feeling of becoming that. And when you go and put yourself in these environments, you can feel that. You can get into that energy of that you desire. So, you know, don't feel scared, or even if it feels scary and even if it's uncomfortable because it's not part of you right now. But when you start experiencing it, you're gonna start getting comfortable and you're gonna actually wanting to join more of that environment. And one day it's just gonna be part of who you are.
I agree. And then the third one I would say is definitely find a mentor and study their information, listen to their information over and over and over, and focus on less and focus on more of the same.
One thing I also want to say is set standards. Standards always win, like my mentor says. And it's very true because you need to set standards of who you are allowing in your life, who you are listening to, who you are hanging around with. It's so important that you protect your environment because you will become the information and everything you're consuming on your daily basis.
Absolutely. Well, I hope those action steps are things that you guys follow, because if you follow those action steps and you stick with them, 30 days from now, you'll see results. 90 days from now, you'll see big changes. And a year from now, you'll become a completely different person. So that's it for today's episode on True Thought Talk, where we explored the power of your environment and how it shapes your results. We hope this gave you some real insights and easy steps you can take to start making changes today. Remember, whether it's the people you surround yourself with or the space you work in, your environment can either push you forward or hold you back. If you enjoyed this episode and want to learn more, check out our free on-demand class at truethoughtmindset.com/class or visit truethoughtmindset.com to learn more about us. And if you have any questions or want to continue the conversation, connect with us on Instagram at truethoughtmindset. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to keep thinking true thoughts. If you're ready to take action and work with us directly, schedule a call at truethoughtmindset.com. Until next time, keep growing and creating the life you want. Take care.